The roar of motorcycles had barely faded when the little boy stepped forward, trembling, his small hands balled into fists, his eyes full of a fear no child should ever carry. The bikers had just pulled into the quiet suburban street, their presence powerful, intimidating, but strangely comforting in the middle of the growing chaos around them. The leader, a man built like a wall of muscle and tattoos, lowered himself to the boy's level. And with a voice that cracked like something inside him was breaking, the boy whispered, "They took my sister." Those 4 words sliced through the air sharper than any blade, freezing every biker in place. The street fell silent, the world seemed to pause, and in the space of a heartbeat, the bikers exchanged looks that meant only one thing: someone somewhere had just made the worst mistake of their lives. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and standing up for the innocent, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these powerful stories reach more hearts. The boy's name was Jamie, just 7 years old, yet the weight in his eyes carried years of fear. He explained in broken sentences that his older sister, Lily, who was only 10, had gone to the park that morning. A van had pulled up, a man had called out offering help with something he dropped, and in seconds she was gone. Jamie had seen it happen from across the street, but when he screamed for help, no one believed him. No one except the bikers who had arrived by chance, riding through town on their annual charity run. Their leader, known simply as Bear, stood slowly, his jaw tightening as he listened. Behind him, the rest of the bikers, men with hard faces but soft hearts, shifted from confusion to fierce determination. Bear looked around, noticing the street emptying, doors closing, people choosing safety over involvement. But the bikers weren't built like that. They had seen too much, lived too hard, and understood too well what happened when good people stayed silent. Bear placed a heavy hand on Jamie's shoulder, not to comfort but to promise. He asked the boy to describe everything: the color of the van, the direction it went, the shape of the man's face. Jamie described it all with surprising clarity, driven by terror and love. The bikers didn't question him for a second. They believed him immediately, completely. And then, without another word, Bear barked out orders. Engines roared to life, helmets snapped on, and within moments, an entire Brotherhood thundered down the road in search of Lily. Jamie wanted to go too, but Bear told him to stay with one of the bikers who remained behind for his safety. The boy watched them ride away, heart pounding, hope and fear tangled inside him. The biker who stayed, Red, a giant of a man with bright tattoos and a surprising gentleness, sat beside Jamie and promised they'd bring her back. Jamie put his faith in them because at that moment they were the only ones who listened. Bear led the group across town, following the direction Jamie had given. They scanned every road, every alley, every side street. Suspense hung thick, but they refused to slow down. Bear split the group, sending men toward the highway, toward gas stations, toward industrial zones where vans could disappear. Hours passed like minutes as they tore through the city, asking questions, intimidating answers out of anyone who looked away too fast. Finally, at a rundown mechanic shop on the outskirts of town, one of the bikers spotted a van that matched the description. The place looked abandoned, but a faint sound, like crying, echoed from behind the building. Bear didn't hesitate. The bikers spread out silently, moving with a unity built from years of brotherhood. They found Lily tied to a chair inside a dim storage room. She was bruised, terrified, but alive. The man who had taken her froze when he saw the group of giants filling the doorway. He didn't even get the chance to run. The bikers didn't touch him. They didn't risk a mistake. Instead, Bear grabbed his phone and dialed the police, his voice cold enough to freeze blood. While waiting for the authorities, Bear gently untied Lily, lifting her into his arms as if she were made of glass. The little girl clung to him, sobbing into his shoulder. He murmured reassurances, his rough voice turning soft, telling her she was safe now, that her brother was waiting. And in that moment, all the tattoos, all the muscle, all the intimidating presence melted into something unexpectedly tender. When they returned, Jamie ran toward the bikes, his small legs scrambling, calling her name. The moment Lily saw him, she slid off Bear's arms and rushed into her brother's embrace. Their cries filled the street, raw, relieved, and heart-piercing. The bikers stood around them, some wiping at their eyes discreetly, others staring away to hide the emotion swelling in their throats. Neighbors emerged slowly, whispering among themselves, shocked at what had happened and at who had saved the children. But the bikers didn't stay for applause or gratitude. Bear knelt one more time in front of Jamie, telling him he was brave, that he did the right thing, that his courage saved his sister's life. Jamie hugged him, surprising the tough man who, for a moment, held the boy like someone holding on to something precious. As the police took the kidnapper away and the crowd gathered, the bikers began to leave, their engines rumbling softly as if even the machines understood the gravity of the moment. Before they rode off, Lily waved at them through teary eyes, her little hand trembling but grateful. The bikers nodded back, each one silently promising that if the world ever hurt her again, they would come back. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like the video, share it, and subscribe. Your support helps these emotional stories reach more people who need them. Before the ending, comment below, kindness always wins. And with that, the bikers disappeared down the road, not as outlaws or troublemakers, but as unexpected heroes. Proof that sometimes, the people we fear the most are the ones who save us when it matters most.